So we're going to talk about some basic principles of business. So let's get going. So today we're here to think. And then what? What happens after we've thought?
Do.
Do. It should be a natural progression that you think and you do. But it's those that do that will be the most successful. Because if you don't do, nothing will happen. So if all you get out of today is that you'll go away and do, regardless, without fear of failure, without fear that it doesn't going to work, or without fear. And that's the way my 40-odd years business career has been. I've been a doer. I don't overthink things, I just do them. And then along the way there are things occur there, so we do it, fix it, whatever it is. So that's what we're about today. Many years ago, actually 23 years ago, I decided to do a parachute jump. The reason was I was scared of heights. So I thought this would overcome my fear, because I'd read in a book, to overcome your fear, you do what you fear. So I thought if I do that, then I won't be afraid of flying anymore. And I've flown in all sorts of things, helicopters and Cessnas hanging off, taking photos, and big jets, little jets, whatever. But I had this fear. So I did a parachute jump. And 2 days training for 10 seconds of your life, because in that 10 seconds you either lived or died, right? Does that determine whether you pull the reserve or not? Has anyone done a parachute jump? I don't mean clinging onto a guy or a girl, on your own. Make your own decision. So it's quite thought-provoking, isn't it? And during the training, people would go off and they'd be throwing up in the back paddock, and you'd think, why the hell am I doing this? I don't have to do this. I could die. Why should I die? I've got children. Lots of things go through your head. But in the corner of the room, the training room, there was this little sign that says the mind is like a parachute. It only functions when it is fully open. So I hope today you'll open your minds into some stuff we're going to give you. So what I am about is, having had businesses over the years, I've learned a lot of things. Now you may think things have changed a lot over the years, they certainly have, but the basics of business hasn't. What's your biggest problem at present, would you say? Marketing?
Customers, finding leads.
Customers? What else? Anything else? Is that blaming others? Okay, blaming the market. Staff? Turnover?
Even just finding them.
Or lack of training, or finding them. Yeah. So no one said that one of the problems they have is they're too busy? No?
Yeah, very busy, that's why I'm here.
Very busy?
Yeah.
That's all, yeah. Yeah, well, that's good. But my career 2 years ago changed a little and became a business coach. And what I found is, 1 minute I'm coaching someone that doesn't have enough customers, and the next minute I'm coaching someone that's got too many. And it's quite interesting because the problem's the same. It's in the person, it's in the business owner that they start to lose the focus in that. So we'll talk about that as well. So what is a business coach? And it's only going to be 2 minutes about me, and then the rest of the day is all about you guys, all right? There's nothing to buy after. We've got some books here, but we're going to give them away. So you can't buy anything. We've got no forms for you to sign, whatever. Because we are like we preach. We believe in pull marketing, not push marketing, all right? If you want me, you know where I am now, don't you? So if you need me. So what is a business coach? And I had to think about this myself. What do I actually do? And I came up to this conclusion. And the reason I came up to this conclusion is I looked it up in Wikipedia. It says the dictionary definition of, I'm a navigator, right? So what I do is I'm responsible for navigation. So your business is the ship, you're the captain, your staff are the crew, and a coach navigates. And as it says, it tells you, we estimate timings for destinations, in other words, your goals, you said, hazards en route, because the coach is on the outside, remember, so he can see what's happening, but you can't, you're in the business. So that's what I do as a coach, I'm the navigator. This ship, by the way, is the Canberra P&O Lions, and that ship I worked on in 1969, and I was a photographer, and I had a staff of 3 photographers under me, and we travelled the world photographing the passengers. And I was in charge of the money, and I had the record for the most amount of money taken on the around the world trip. So I was quite proud of that, and I remember some of it because that's where I was introduced to alcohol. But great experience at 23 years of age, let me tell you. So why do you want a business? And when you ask people this, there's all these reasons that you can control your own fate, that you want to earn as much as you can, do something you've always wanted to do, you get more freedom, spend more time with family, friends, take control of your life, not have a boss. And then you realise you've got the worst boss in the world, yourself. You can organise your own timetable, follow your dreams, be proud of your business, and work on it when you want to. Has anyone achieved that dream yet except me? Okay, I'll keep working on it. It may take time. But I'm fortunate that I'm in that position. I live the most amazing life of anybody. And that doesn't mean to say I fly a jet or drive a Rolls, or we just live this incredible, wonderful life. So, but the reality of having a business, it goes a bit pear-shaped from time to time. Things get in the way. You do have to be self-motivated. You suddenly become responsible for everything you do. It creates a lot of pressure. You have to get out there. And this is about marketing. If you think you can do all your marketing from a computer, it's going to be very hard for you. You cannot recreate your world from a computer. So we'll talk about that later in marketing. You've got to network online and offline, and if things don't go right, then it's your fault, right? It's not the staff's fault, it's not the economist's fault, it's your fault. So you have to step outside of your comfort zone now and again, like I did, jumping out of a plane. And that's another reason I did it, because I just didn't mind stepping outside and saying, what does it feel like? What do I feel? The thing is, since doing it, I've still felt scared in a plane because I didn't have a parachute on. So it's not good, is it? If I had a parachute, and I think they should issue everyone with a parachute as you get on the plane. It's not as having a life jacket, you want a parachute, don't you? Because when they say, evacuate, 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 you want to get out, pull, cruise down. So it can also be very lonely, unless you've got a partner like a fantastic backup partner that you can, you know, tell your problems and cry on the shoulder and do all that.
And yell at.
And yell at. It can be very lonely. So these are sometimes the realities, right? So what is a business? Anybody have a definition? It's just simply, it's an organisation that provides goods and services to people at a profit who has the need of want of these good services. So are you fulfilling that? Do you have an organisation providing goods and services at a profit? Yeah? Yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, we're making a profit. That's great. So your business model looks like this, right? So in the top's going all the money, this is all the customers giving you money, and it goes into the funnel, and then at the bottom, this is expenditure, it says there. So there's a very little expenditure. So you have profit. Is that how you, well, you shouldn't be here if that's your model. Because in my experience, most is something like this, where your sales are small and your expenditure suddenly is enormous. It's funny when your sales go down, how your expenditure gets bigger. It's an interesting concept. But apparently none of you have that, right? No? It's getting that. It's heading that way. Yeah, the funnel's turning. And I know what that's like. It can happen very quickly. It's not a slow process, it can be a very quick process. So we're going to try and talk about a lot of those areas today. So your lifestyle could be like this, could be full of problems and pain. And for me, you've got to reconsider what you're doing. And I know a lot of people that I've spoken to have got out of small business and gone back to getting a real job, right? So it's happening. I got no money. It was simple. It was, I just would have no money. And quite often I'd get the cash in and race to the bank to pay off the rent and all of that. And you might have done that. Because that's your priority. You have to pay your rent or your mortgage. There's always one overhead that hangs on you. So, but there are certain things you have to do. One is, I found, and we'll go through these one by one, is your positioning. Where you sit in the marketplace. But it could be working towards a niche. There's one thing I thought was a great idea. And of course, lo and behold, a couple of years later, I got to Southland and there's this salon doing exactly what I wanted to do. So they must have tapped into my brain in some way because they got my business plan working and it was full. It was full. So a niche market I thought would be great in kids. But someone's done it. Doesn't mean to say I still couldn't do it. I would do it different than they do. I'd go to a different sort of plan. We'll talk a little bit about push-pull marketing. And that's changed now. We can't push marketing. We have to wait for people to come to us. So we position ourselves in the marketplace so they do that. So positioning is one of the things we're going to talk about. Positioning / branding. Because some things have come together. It's like advertising and marketing. There used to be a wide divide. Now it's sort of all come together like branding and positioning has. And we're going to talk about, Alan's going to talk about the importance of a good website. And what I've found most business owners, this is the way they solve problems. Yeah? Is that what you do, Angela? The problem comes up, you bury your head in the sand. Hope it'll go away. Yeah.
That's his problem, it gets sorted if it's mine, it doesn't.
So it's got the head in the sand. It really, I've always, if ever I've had a problem in business, I've addressed it straight away. Wendy would tend to put things off. Hope it'll go away. I'm saying, let's fix it.
I have a leave till last possible moment tray, still.
Leave it to the last possible moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you've got to fix it. You know, if you've got problems, whether it's with staff, whether it's with finance, whether it's with anything, address it before it gets worse. If you do that, you know, nothing happens. You have to make things happen. It's about action. So stop it. Angela, stop it. It's not good for you. It doesn't help your growth as a person. So there are a lot of things to do in business, but as you said earlier, one of the things you really have to do is market. And nowadays they say you have to be, what, 80% about business and 20% of the trade, whatever you do. So marketing is the big one with all of these things, right? Marketing is something that I've been able to do over many years. I was never afraid to get out there and get customers. In my business, I built it very quickly in a couple of years to a staff of 5 people. So, but you can only do that with marketing. All right? So we're talking about building your business on a strong foundation. And these are some of the foundations that you may not have thought of. And this is what you've got to now think of. You've got to take a step back and say, right, what am I trying to do here? What is my position in the marketplace? I mean, photographers are a good example. Hairdressers are a good example of how you can position yourself. You can move into a niche market, or you can position yourself up in a higher end, which is a good place to go because you need less clients. But there's photographers now starting to go low end. Although Pixie Photo died, there are people recreating Pixie Photo. There are people still happy to go in at that low end and try and get a lot of customers at a cheap price, as are hairdressers, of course. And then there's those right at the high end. To be in the middle is the most dangerous place to be because obviously you've got a lot of competition. So I think if I was a hairdresser, I'd just do hair of women between the age of 25 and 29.
Amusing.
I think it'd be fun.
Move on. Move on.
And I'd dress appropriately.
Move on.
So there's plenty of opportunity. You can do whatever you want nowadays. It's great. It's an open market. Position yourself, market like crazy, to try and attract the sort of clients that you want, not the clients you don't want. You know, a lot of business owners complain about clients all the time. Say, well, don't have them. Don't attract them. If you don't attract rabble, if you don't want rabble, you know, don't attract problems. You have to construct a compelling marketing message. People have got to know what you're about instantly. They don't have to think about it, because that's when they'll go to you, because they know what you're about. Your website should be a powerful client attraction magnet. I'm a real believer in this because that's what I do and it's what I coach others to do. Your website has to capture people also, and Alvin will talk about that. It's always having a website. It's always creating a great, you know, number of people going to your website. And you look at Google Analytics and they say 50 million people have seen your website this month, and you go, yeah, well, where's the money? You know, how dare they look at my website? I should charge them to look at my website. but you've got to put something on your website to capture them, haven't you? And that's one of my big things. And the photography industry is so slack in doing this. To get in the real business world, there's so much opportunity there, and Alvin will talk about that client attraction magnet that I just love and works for people that do it. So you get your clients to call you with pull marketing materials to create a marketing plan. Has anyone done a marketing plan? Rather than a business plan later, a marketing pie, which when I came across this, changed my way of thinking about a business plan or a marketing plan. I was at my probably more successful before the internet came in. How is it so? Why did I have more business when there was no internet? That's when I learned I had a market. What you do to get more business.
You go back, you probably do advertising that you used to do before, and you still do now.
You do what?
Pound the pavements.
Yeah, you find a way. Well,
yeah, of course.
You'd have to start rethinking. So we'll talk about that in marketing, but So let's anyway, we'll got Alvin talking about that. I'm a believer in websites, don't get me wrong, but I'm a believer in doing
business,
it right.
a lot of us, your best marketing tool in the world is word of mouth. You know, that's the best marketing tool. I mean,
Or
our
your own
clients,
clients.
yeah, our own clients, you know, it's
Yeah.
like photographers. Like, you know, like if I feel that, you know, a client of mine's looking for a photographer, and many times that's who like an electrician, plumbers.
Yeah.
He said, Tony,
It's
do you know
who you
anybody?
know.
Do you know
Yeah.
anybody? Look, I'm getting married. I need a photographer. Yeah, well, I know these particular people I've just met at a seminar, you know, there's their card, you know. I don't know how to put this.
But the question is, in business, do we get that? Do we go for that referral, which we should anyway?
We always do. We always do. We tell our team members.
You don't know if your clients go for
Yeah,
it.
we don't.
That's what you're saying.
So we'll-
No, I mean you get a referral
Yeah,
for someone else to come to your salon,
yes.
where you do a 2-for-1 night or something.
Oh, we do a lot of
that.
referring, yeah.
We do a lot of that.
Great,
We do a lot of that.
because you're well
We're
ahead
still
of the
coming
pack.
here to learn more.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
You
about-
never stop.
That's
It's
right.
continually
If you learn
moving.
one thing, well, I'm happy.
Yeah. So pricing, how do you set your prices? It's a big question, isn't it? How do you set your prices? How do hairdressers set the prices?
Oh, we just
Is it
said-
just positioning and say,
Yeah, positioning, plus, I mean, you've got to work out what you're paying in rent, your wages, your whole,
and multiply that by the number of this you do,
whatever you
that
can,
do?
yeah. I mean, I wish you could do it, but I mean, just say rent. They say in business, rent should be between 8 and 12% of your turnover. Mate, I'd love to have that. You know, now it's probably 25% of your turnover.
Yeah.
And you try and
Yeah.
work a deal out with your landlord, and it doesn't happen. So you've got to price yourself to make a profit. So you work out your wages, you take it, your wages, your rent, super, stock, advertising, the whole lot, and then work out a profit at the end of it.
What about a mobile caravan hairdressing?
I've thought of it.
Man,
Yeah, big one.
we'll talk about it, we'll
Yeah.
do it. And there's, you can have 3 chairs, just you open it, you know, and there it is, a salon on wheels.
I think I need my bell.
There's 2 photographers doing that with photography. They've got a studio and they're just travelling around the country. But that'd be good, wouldn't it? You arrive in a town and a big sign, you know.
Sell medicine.
Yeah, sell the hair products, and medicine, yeah, whatever. Anything to make it
Like they
right.
used to, you
You're
know.
talking about your pricing, like how you.
Yeah.
We went to a seminar years ago, and there was an accountant telling us, you know, X amount, what your wages are, X amount of your rent, such and such, break it down, your GST, break it down, da-da-da, what's your left of your profit? You know, you're discounting, okay, you're discounting X amount. Okay, now what's left? $78,000 cleared, might as well go and work for somebody for all the headaches that you can't.
Yeah, that's right. And it's true.
It's true.
You have to make,
I mean, you're in business to make money, you know, to
And
achieve
enjoy
what you
it.
want.
the bottom line.
The bottom line
has
is
to
the
be.
rest just go and just do other things. Be
So-
a lollipop person, pay
Yeah.
$20,000 a year.
That's it, $60 a night.
That's it.
I'm looking forward to it. Stop. It's all right. So, not see you there.
Stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
So, pricing. I just want to cover this pricing, because obviously if you position yourself, then you've got a better idea of where your pricing is, right? What I find, especially in the photographic industry, is everyone copies pricing. So all the prices are pretty much, you know, or if someone charges more than you think they're doing well for some reason. And once you start comparing, you'll never know. If you start saying, comparing yourself with somebody else, it's not the right way to go. You see someone else who's got a beautiful website and all of this, all these awards. You think they're doing well, don't you? But you don't know. Have you seen their bank account? Because that's, for me, how you determine whether someone's doing well in business. And a lot of the time, you may be mistaken. So don't compare. Don't say, I'm not as good as him, or I'm not as good as them, or whatever. Focus on yourself. It's all about your journey. They don't pay your rent. You pay your rent. They're not going to help you. You can get ideas, you can get inspired, but get inspired not from others in the industry, get inspired from higher than they. And we always got inspiration from Vogue and Vanity Fair and whatever with our photography. We didn't look at photographic magazines. Most of it was ordinary anyway. We wanted to aspire to be really good, really classy. So that's a style that you try and copy. So step outside of your industry. And I was one that went to business seminars. I went to a few photographer seminars, but they get a bit, what we need. And that's all. And you walk out and you say, yeah, well, that was great, very inspiring. Oh, God, I've got so much work to do. And you just get back to it.
Yeah, but that's an interesting point you raised. If we put on a seminar on photography, you'd get 50 or 100 photographers here on photography. If you put on a seminar on business, not interested. Whereas the business part is so much more important than the craft of hairdressing or photography or selling shoes or whatever.
And it's much more exciting, believe me.
And nobody wants to know about it. So, for
so
those
you're ahead.
Yes, you're
You're ahead if you get your business working.
Yeah.
Because very few do. They think business, they don't understand business. They don't want to understand it. They're the ones with their head in the sand. You know, I've got all this Photoshop work to do. Got no time, got to take the kids to school, got this. Put your head in the sand, it won't go away. You got to start outsourcing. You got to relieve yourself. Don't say you haven't got time.
Make it time.
It's what when he says to me, I haven't got time, I said, President of the United States, he's got 24 hours as well and he's running America. So what are you complaining about? You've got time. Just get the time. Stop doing the things. Just stop it.
I will.
But we all get into that thing about doing the wrong things. We look about stopping it later. But you've got to stop doing the things. If someone gives me an idea, if I'm coaching someone that gives me an idea, my mind's thinking, where's the money? Where's the money? And then I'll say to them, where's the money? And they say, what do you mean? I say, well, where's the path? I can't see any path that's heading to money. And I just thought it'd be a good idea. Yeah, good idea. No one pay your bills. Where's the path? Now, let's see. Let's see if I can formulate a path. I'm the navigator, so you want to go over here, but we really want to go over there because the money's over there. Okay, why don't we do this? And then we go that way. So that's okay. But I often say that I've only been in my career to make money. It's not that I'm money hungry or anything. In fact, I don't care much about money, but it's the achievement. You know, to have a big sale, and the achievement in small business is fantastic. It just makes you feel good to overcome all the obstacles you create for yourself. Create problems. Give yourself problems. You haven't got enough, you know. Give yourself more and work through them. So with pricing, setting pricing, I set pricing with my clients at their mindset. So how much do you want to charge? How much can your head charge? And there's always a price. In other words, if it's say one photo, say a 10 by 8 or something, or say a 5 by 7, how much? 50 bucks. Is that the most you can actually charge? Yeah. Well, that's the price then. But then we've got to take that price up. As your mindset changes, and your mindset will change with success. Because once you start selling some of that, you put it up, don't you? Or you can start at the top. Say my 5 by 7 is $250. I know someone charging $350 for 5 by 7. But does it matter to anybody except them? They may not sell any because they sell more other products. But the mindset allows them to sell at a high price. It's just like hairdressing, any business. You know, I don't know, what's the world's most expensive hairdresser haircut?
1,500, $2,000.
Is that all? If I was Miley Cyrus, a number like that.
Depends. Probably $2,000.
$2,000
$2,500.
for a haircut? Neither here nor there, is it? Multi-trillionaire.
That's right.
$2,500. Yeah, well, so I met the market, supply and demand. I'd met my market, which was exactly where I wanted to be, wasn't it? I wanted to meet the market. So then that product was my best-selling product from then on. It was my core product. I sold more of that then. Dependent on your position.
Well, you've got and you've got to make a profit.
Yeah.
Correct? So if you're paying so much rent, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're asking for that price, how do you work that out?
Well, a photographer is a bit different because it's service and product. You're just a service, right? Our main thing is the product, but half of it is a service. You have to make.
I mean, you're in business to make money, you know, to achieve what you want.
The bottom line.
The bottom line is, the rest is just going to do other things. Be a lollipop person, $120,000 a year.
That's it, $60 an hour.
That's it.
So if you start comparing yourself with somebody else, it's not the right way to go. Get inspired not from others in the industry, get inspired from higher than they.
The business part is so much more important than the craft of hairdressing or photography or selling shoes or whatever.
If you can, with your marketing plan, and marketing can be drawing customers in straight away, you know, or it can be pulling them in so they're fine. So there are different strategies that we can use for all of that. Let me just press this button here. So this helped me enormously, and if you start to think about this marketing pie and it gets in your head, it will help you enormously, just if you do this one thing. And what it means is drawing a pie, it's a circle. If you draw a circle now, it's not a very good circle, Mark. It's a very aggressive circle. It's ripped to paper. Just draw a circle and then divide it into 8, and that, like a pizza, right? Divide it into 8. Dividing it into 8 makes it hard. So one part of the pie is your social media, right? For your promotion and advertising. You're going to do that, right? Now that's supposing we include that part of the pie as all of your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever you do, your Pinterest, your lost interest and all that. So that's it. Can you fill the other 7 up with marketing strategies? Can you think of anything else you can write in those? Yeah? Has anyone got any?
Email.
Email what? In what way?
Like mail out.
Email out, like in a newsletter or a...
Okay, so we can do an email strategy. A regular one to your clients. Any others?
Pamphlets.
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 To whom and how?
To your new clients.
Well, you've already got them.
Letterbox drop. You're talking about letterbox.
New one.
You mean to get new ones? Well, we'll keep going anyway. But all I'm trying to do is make you think a little bit about what you're going to do. But if you don't know what you're going to do, you can't do it, can you? That's the problem. If you don't know what to do, what can I do to get customers? That's the cry, isn't it? What can I do? I've got this great website, but I've got no customers. What am I supposed to do? Well, there's a lot you can do, and what I work with my clients is sort of grassroots level, ground level, and a community level, right? I had a photographer said to me, I want to open up in America. I said, before you open up in America, you've got to dominate your area here now, and then you can go. Involvement, of course, with whether it's the sporting clubs. I don't know whether your hairdressers work with sporting clubs or any sort of clubs, but I think I'd be looking at doing that, getting an involvement in some way. So there's a few things there, but if you write them down, then they become reality and they're staring you in the face. And if you don't do anything about it, nothing's going to happen. That's a fact. But if you want more customers, you've got to get out there and get them. And that's just a few things that you can do and a few things I work with people to get happening. We try and get, and sometimes we have duplicate things. We might be running more than one competition at the same time, or we might have more than one joint venture happening. So it becomes a multiplication factor to get things going. So there's a couple of joint ventures here. You can't see this one, but this is one I like. This was in one of the glossy magazines. Win a weekend for two at the Hilton, and it's with Merino Kids. And it says, what did it say there about the baby? Turn the light off. Let's have a look.
No.
Can't see it. Oh, get a good night's sleep. So you've got a new baby, you can't sleep, so come to the Hilton Hotel for a night. Competition. That was obviously to gather names and email addresses, and so they're working together. But I thought that was fantastic, the way they're doing it, you know, with Merino Kids who sell, what, clothes and blankets and whatever. Days we did with all of those people. So you say, well, how can you do a promotion to get customers from a dry cleaner? Well, dry cleaners, we had, now you've had your photographs cleaned at,
Your clothes clean.
your clothes cleaned at Harry's Dry Cleaners, you look at a picture, you should have your photograph taken, type of thing. So we worked it in movie theatre, you should be in pictures, and you can be. Enter here to win a wall portrait. In a movie theatre, you're gathering names, gathering personal trainers, of course.
So how did you drive them in?
Hmm?
How do you drive your clients in or customers in? Yes.
Well, you're gathering email
Competition.
addresses. Competition. Winner. So you're just gathering.
And then you follow them up with your email marketing.
And then you follow them up with your email marketing. We've actually got one with a client starting Mother's Day in a pub. So, you know, it's not an ordinary pub, it's an upmarket pub. So there'll be all these mothers there with the families, right, Mother's Day, because they go out, the family takes them out for lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever. So they're running a competition. So we've got a two-pronged strategy in there as well. One is for a book project we're doing, the other one is to win a family portrait. So somewhere along the way we're going to collect names and email addresses to send to these people to connect with them. So that's the first connection. They've connected with us by entering the competition. We're going to reconnect with them and sort of go back and forth over a long period of time. We will keep connecting with them until they beg us to stop. And how do they stop? They press unsubscribe. Pet shops, vets, of course, for pet photography. I've got 2 pet photographers that I'm coaching. So they're getting a lot of the leads there. Personal trainers, we had a heap of personal trainers giving their clients a gift of a photographic session. We could just as well give them a gift of a shampoo and set or something.
Set.
How far are you going, man?
Well, a lot of our clients are very old. And who's catering for those people? See? Nobody. They've got plenty of money. Maybe 90.
Not much time.
Yeah. No, but there would be a lifetime customer.
Yeah.
Their lifetime.
Oh, their lifetime,
Sure.
sure.
We got to find the rollers.
Oh, please.
Don't worry, I've been through all that.
That's when we make good money. Back in 1812.
With the oldies, yeah, your pockets were full of money coming out. Yeah, there's no cards in those days.
They're cash.
Cash.
Exactly.
What a wonderful thing. Well, I hope they bring it back.
Don't go there.
The digital cash didn't work, did it? That went belly up. So just think what you can do within those parameters, and this is the way that you can help drive people, or at least collect their email addresses for you to start connecting. I subscribe to 2 copywriters, and one of them sends me an email every day. Do you think I get sick of his email? No, I love his emails. It's always good information, it's always interesting. So it's what you send people, and I spoke to Alvin about an email marketing program of connecting with people all the time, and some people just don't know how to write emails. And I had one photographer said, Bernie, I can't be bothered, I can't write, I've been in business 16 years, I'll pay someone to do it. So I found someone, got some great copyrighted emails, outsourced it, and now he's got together a year program. So it'll have 2 emails going out a month automatically. And we've targeted each month a different subject. So it's pets and families. We've got a new project going with them as well for dogs, so it'll be dogs, and then glamour, and then another one newborns, and then another one children between the ages of 3 and 9 months or something. So he knows within the next 12 months his emails will keep connecting with his previous customers and any customers he draws in. We had a couple of weeks ago a photographer call me, and he was interested in some coaching, and he said, I have a database of 8,500 clients, and he said, I know I should be shot, I should be sent to jail, I haven't done anything with them. And he knows how much money is sitting there. He's got 8,500 previous clients, portrait clients, sitting there. 2 guys got a database.
We do now.
You do now, or you've just had?
No, it's just come together.
It's just coming together.
Yeah.
Anybody else? You got a database?
Yeah.
You're active with it
Yeah.
all the time? Offers information all the time?
No.
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 That's where we're at.
No. It won't work unless you... I have a lot of people say, yeah, I got a database, doesn't work. Tried that, doesn't work. I said, how many emails you send out? He said, 1. I said, when? I said, 4 years ago. I said, well, no, it's not working, is it?
Do you have a program that you recommend for sending out newsletters or
There's various ones. I use eye contact.
eye contact?
Yeah, there's MailChimp and Constant Contact, and if you want a complex one, Aweber. And they're automated, so it's really great. The first time I did it, I set it on to send an email out at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then my phone goes off at 7, I'm still in bed, and I'm going, oh, I'm still working, really. Just sent an email out. But so you can set them up 12 months, whatever. This is
You
what
charge
we
per
do.
email, or how does that work?
When I do.
No, it's a monthly.
Oh no.
They're free.
It's a monthly.
Some are free,
You've got
depends on
up to
how
a
many
certain
you have.
number,
Okay.
and then it's a monthly
Most
charge.
are free, up to a certain number.
Oh, okay. What's the number?
Oh, I
It
think
depends how many you've got in your database.
2,000 or something like that.
We've got
2,000.
12,000 in our database now, so we do pay 100 and something a month, I think, about 100 a month. But if it's up to, say, 1,000, I think it's free. It depends on how big your database is, how many you send out.
Yeah.
If you've got thousands, it will cost you. But
We've
the
got
re-
about 64 million.
Yeah, well, that'll cost you.
so that means that
It's about $30 a month or something, isn't it?
that's half a billion
Ah.
sitting there. So, but there are certain strategies to use to make it work or to help it work.
But I like the way you put it. The email strategy is touching people on the shoulder. I'm here. We're here. Our business is here. So when they want your service, they will think of you because you kept touching them.
And you can
you're
do
not shoving things.
all different market strategies on it. You can ask them for referrals. You can run a competition. Hey, we got this great competition, a case of Moët Chandon. You know, all you have to do is introduce a friend to us. All you have to do is introduce three
case,
friends to us.
a bottle,
Okay,
half a
look,
bottle.
we're moving, we're going to case. Nothing in the case, just...
An empty case.
So you can offer anything, but we have to start thinking outside of our own industry. But email marketing for me is the key to building a solid base on a business, is touching your clients over and over again until they, as I say, beg you to stop, which is unsubscribe. Although a lot find that difficult. And you've got to understand, don't get offended if they unsubscribe. Don't get offended if they start calling you names. It's okay. Just, you don't want them, they don't want you. Separate. It's over. So there are a lot of things you can do. There's also, with photographers, exhibitions. I had 2-3 exhibitions. There's lots you can do with joint ventures. I just wanted to show you this website with the guy I'm working on, and just see if I can find it and just go through it with you. Just wanted to show you Mike's website that we're working hard with in getting things. And I'll just show you the projects that's happening, and it may relate to some of the things I said. It's a bit difficult to see, but it says free handy ebook on 7 ways to make your wedding day perfect. So that's our opt-in form. We've got all the information they want. But if you can capture them there, that means you'll keep sending them emails. 12 months from now, and the wedding may be in 2015, they say, oh, yeah, better go and see Mike. Because Mike's kept reminding them, hey, I'm still here. You saw my website. So that's the sort of a couple of the strategies that we're working with. Sorry? So there's lots you can do with marketing. Question with you today is, what are you going to do when you leave this room besides go and have a lovely meal somewhere? You know what? Get drunk?
Sell our business.
Sell your business? Well, that's an option.
Go look for a job.
But that's a good idea. So you can sell your
We're going to
business.
start photography. That's what we're going to do.
So look, I'm looking for a hairdressing. So yeah, I'm looking for a hairdressing salon. There's someone out there that wants your business.
Yeah,
There is.
you've just said it.
And they're probably not hairdressers. They're probably someone that always wanted their own business. And that they're hairdressing like me thinks that's a good business. I don't have to be a hairdresser. So, I'll help you. I'll put to my mailing list. I told one client she should give away photography and get into health and fitness. She'd be ideal. But she won't.
Not when she's 20 stone.
Well, she gets fit first,
Oh,
right? Then she goes for it. There's some excuses for you. You got no time, you can't afford it. You've got the FUD. You've got the FUD disease, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You're stuck in a comfort zone. You're telling me it won't work in my business.
Because I'm in the country, or I'm in the city, or I'm...
Yeah, I've heard it all before. Family pressure, people tell you it won't work. It's never worked before for anyone, so why should it work for me? Find it difficult to change, or it's too much like hard work, right?
Yeah, forgot. If it's not broke, don't want to fix it.
If it's not broke, definitely don't fix it. If you've got a good one, keep it. So I just want you to show this. Has anyone seen this video? It's really good. Alvin said he'd seen it. The first time I saw it, I must admit, I found it really confronting. It might start getting you asked some questions about yourself. But when you got the hang of it, the realization is great. So
It's supposed to be a comedy as well.
take it in the manner that it's presented to you to help you progress in your business, all right? And I saw this at the...
You're not going to go out and slash your wrist.
7 ways for the small businessman to commit suicide.
We're on the 19th floor, aren't we?
Yeah, no windows. No open windows. Yeah.
That's it.
So it's last 5 minutes, all right. So
Stick with it.
We've got 5 minutes of life.
stick with it. Unless you stop it, you can't get doing the things you should really do. Okay, so that's that message. Business coach, because coaches have coaches too, you know, was to focus and really keep that focus. So through my business life, I always focused where the money was. So it was a clear focus. But we do get going in all directions, creating our own websites and playing with Facebook and fiddling with that and fiddling with that. If you think, where's this leading? Is there a direct route? Is it going to go up or is it going where I want it to go? So keeping your focus on working on your business is very crucial. And if that's all you get today, you've got to sit down and work on your business. Now, I've tried many ways of doing it. I've said, right, Monday morning, I'll work on my business. That didn't work for me. Not because I'd got other things to do, it's just my mind wasn't in the moment I wanted it to be. So I work on my business all the time. I work on business all the time. Whenever I'm out, I'm always looking at businesses. I drive Wendy stupid about, you know, how I can see things can be improved and the service, and that should be like that, and that should be here, and that would be better there, and whatever. And I've always been like that because my focus has always been on the business. So just focus on your business. Keep your focus on your business. And keep it simple.